Alright, welcome back to another episode of Game Crafters, where you can see it, you can tell it, we're making another level. That's right. And we're recording this pretty early on because, oh boy, this has been quite a... This week, or at least the week here, not this week, oh, I don't know about this week just yet, we'll fucking see when the time comes. But the current week that this is being recorded on, i.e. last week, has been... Oh, has it been a fucking drag, for lack of a better word. I don't really know what else to say about that though. It's just been a very annoying week. A lot of annoyances and frustrations and stuff. Not fun. Definitely not fun at all. Really wish I could just catch a break. I am gonna catch a break. Time will have already passed, but I'll be freaking calling out sick in the Friday here to get recordings done with, because I got some annoyances to worry about, followed by just a growing headache, I guess is the best way to describe it. An ever-growing headache that just won't quit. Anyways, it's fine. We're here, and we are making the next level. So I have an idea in mind, which has this entire area being basically a nice circle of some kind. I gotta figure out like how I want this to all pan out, but you know. Fucking Christ. I don't know how... I don't really want to talk about it at this point. I think I just want to continue making. Just know, rough week. Very much a rough and annoying week. Can't stress enough how frustrated I have been. So we're just going to build a level and hopefully not make it too frustrating. We'll see how this pans out. I don't know how this is going to look in the grand scheme of things, but I have an idea in mind where you're basically going around the map to do stuff. But then there's also the fact that we need to, badoof. Sis. Don't ask me. I'm just... At this point, I'm just rolling with the punches and hoping I can get an idea on how this needs to play out. But it's a nice circle. If you recall in the last episode, the area where this level takes place in, well, you know where we're going. You know where we're going. You know how we're going to go through it. And of course... I don't know, something else. Needless to say, there's just lots of things I gotta figure out here. Simple things, but things nonetheless. So I guess I'll just get to making the level. So the idea here is for this to kind of be a maze, right? Have it be a bit more open, I suppose. Which makes sense given what we have here and how we want to do it. Supposed to kind of go all around, like something like that. I feel like I should at least try to open up the paths a bit more here. Oh, and I also suppose we want to put some locks in this department as well. Like you're supposed to go around in a circle, kind of, somewhat, so to speak. So I think having this all be water, is a good idea. Water with some what do you call it? In the way. Enemies and stuff. Now I just gotta figure out where I want, like, you know, the first key to be. Trying to get around this entire thing in one fell swoop would be impossible. That's why you need to get to a certain spot to be able to grab a key. Logically, yes. How am I going to do that without... That's a good question. I can't exactly do one of these because you can easily just come right back out. Well, you know, we'll figure that out. I'd say for right now, let's just expand upon this section. And if that's the case, we're probably going to want to have... no, I don't know about that one. I mean, we could at the very least do something like that. Maybe have an opening over here. Yeah, but having an opening there... I need a lot more obstacles, things to be unlocked to do certain complex stuff. I really do. It also doesn't help that I am quite tired. I was able to get the warp room done with in a pretty quick fashion, which was great. So that's good, that's awesome. At the very least, that's taken care of now, so I don't gotta worry about it. I mean, we finished up a month's worth of drawings. So I'm pretty happy with the progress regardless. So, yeah. Cat's in a litter box, going ballistic, but it's fine. Alright, well, we have this set up, so let's at least get the water in. Let's get the enemies in. We'll figure something out. What are we going to figure out? I don't know. I think the idea here is to use these key slots as a means to be able to, you know... Actually, now that I think about it, there's no... The key up there doesn't make any sense because if you had the key, you just open it up and go in. So this is why I need to figure out another way to do this without having an ice block here. Because having an ice block here gives you air. And the idea here is that you go around in a circle. I don't even know if you can get around this and get to certain areas within a quick fashion. Whoops. All things considered. I mean, I can think of maybe an enemy getting in the way, and then, you know, if you go back, you'll risk dying because of the sequences and the time it takes to get, you know, past the enemy and whatnot. Not entirely too sure, but again, we'll figure something out. The whole water maze is set. I guess I can get the enemies in and figure out what to do from there. So right now I can see a good few places to put some enemies. A horizontal enemy here, makes sense. Gets in the way. Having another one there also makes sense, getting in the way in that department. I'm seeing a lot more horizontal spaces instead of like anything more vertical. I guess the verticality exists here instead, right? And I guess that means we could have an enemy here. So now we can get some vertical enemies in this place. I wasn't on purpose. I somehow just stumbled upon this being perfectly set to have okay, I guess there's a vertical spot here, but you know. I like the idea of having these enemies in the ways and the sets that they are in currently right here, right now. Though, where do I want this guy to be? Maybe here. Maybe I could put one here. If that's the case, is there another horizontal I can put anywhere up here to have equal? If not, then that's fine. There isn't really I mean, I guess, hold on. No, you would just get stuck. Well, I guess that's fine. So now I gotta figure out how I wanna block this path off, because getting back into here via here makes the most sense. Unless you collect a key, get to the leftmost area, which if that were to be the case, then I could probably have this adjusted a little bit. Just a little bit. So I think that was what the original idea was. Having several of these to get back into the level. If that is the case, then I should have this path be like that. Because you're not going to be able to get to the next door in time, which is the ideal situation here. And this shouldn't be the next door you get to anyways. Unless we have a space there, but we still have lava here, followed by a crate. So you could probably use that as a means to, you know, get some air. I mean, yeah, if that's the case. But then you wouldn't have another key to collect, so having... Okay, I might see a path here. I'm not sure. Unless I want to, like, move this around a bit more. Having you have to go around back here to get back inside. Going through some enemies and whatnot. Remember, there's like, it takes 7 seconds. Let's at least test out to see how long it takes to get to each one. If you're fast, you're fast. Also, I should check to see if everything's recording while this is taking its sweet-ass time loading. Seems like it is. Oh yeah, you're being a bitch again, and not. I mean, it doesn't matter right now. But grab key. So it takes us that long to get to here. Now, what about getting to the next gate? Alright, It doesn't take us that long to get there. Definitely would take us too long to get to that point over there. So what do I want to do here then? We could just instead have that. Go here, use the key. Get to a point you can't come back from. We'll make it like that, because why not? So then you're locked out of going that area. It would probably take too long to get back from there to there, so we could probably have this be the next locked area you go to. And if we did that, then probably have this go around like so. Yeah. Like that. We'll have a way to get back into here from here. Now, this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. What I had in mind was the thing being left and right, but this one's down and up instead. So just rotate it 90 degrees to the right. And then you've got your, what you call it. All right, cool. Now, should this be open? I don't know what we should have here. I think the idea here is to have, like, narrow passageways. Top that off with maybe having the key right here that you want to collect. I at least have an idea on what I want to do here. I just don't fully know how I want to make it work yet. And that's what I'm hoping to do right now. We could probably just have that like this. Then from here we can have a vertical enemy, a vertical enemy. I think both moving in their own special ways. And we can have some horizontal enemies getting in the way here. And that's 10 and 5 there, so yeah. Oh, if we're having something like that there, then is there a way I can have this do its thing? Or do I want that there? Because I think the idea is to have you come back to here. Like so. But then I realize, hold on. Is there another way I can go about doing that? There probably is. And I just came up with it. We can have a horizontal enemy here. Who's in your way? So you have no choice but to, you know, go through this song and dance. You see that? Do you think, oh, there's a strange looking lava block in my way? Well, I'll just go around and push that in, like, oh, I gotta go back around then, huh? If that's the case, is there any way I can have it set to where... Yeah, I have something. I'll have something. Is there any way I can make this more one way? There is. So you can get to here, you can try to get down there. Or better yet, boom. Could just have a nice ice path right here. Doesn't exactly matter. It's just another neat way to get around town. Though it kind of defeats the purpose of having this go all the way around. So is there another thing I can do? Oh, there is something I can do. Around town. So yeah, you can go up here and do that. But wait, then this is kind of pointless then. Well, you know, this still works. I don't know why I want to have 5 here. I think it just looks neat. Yeah, we're sure we can have a fragment of 3. Sure, we could do that. But also I like just the line here. Sometimes you gotta make design decisions that look good. Usually we would go on ahead and put 3 ice blocks there. But this time we're putting 5 instead. So yeah, you can go back, but you'll have to go all the way around, which is wherever the hell that's going to be. Here? Probably right here? I would say so. Although if that's the case, hold on, let me think this through. Here. The reason why the lava is there, if you don't know, is that I don't want means of being able to get in and get out of the water. I want this to be like a panic-inducing part that you want to get to the locks in time. You won't be able to get back to the locks afterwards. I guess that's a good question, because with the locks being there, then... Like, yeah, I could probably set something up to have a block occur there, but... wouldn't really work out too well in the set. Regardless, this is what we have. Well, we could also do something like that, but how would I do that without the enemy getting in the way? Yeah, but that's another question. How the hell... I'm trying to figure out ways to block off the path here, but even if the path was blocked off and there was an enemy right there, there's still no water here, unless I put water there, but that kind of goes against the design philosophy that I have set up for this. You know what, we'll just figure that out as we go along. If that's the case, I could probably... Well, let's just continue making the rest of the level. We'll figure something out. I do think we could probably have a nice crate puzzle, mini crate puzzle here. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Also build it to where you can't push that in there. Gotta remember, even though I could leave something like that in to make it so you can easily get to where you need to get to, I mean, yeah, that would make it pretty easy. So we don't want to do that. At the very least, we don't want to do that just yet. Let me get a couple of these guys in here, and let me get a vertical guy in here. I was debating putting a vertical guy here, but running the risk of making this just more of a pain in the ass. I'd say the idea behind this is just have a nice lava here to put that in there. Which is pretty easy to do. Just gives extra steps and allows you to kill some enemies to then grab the key and get your horse moving. I mean, at this point, yeah, that makes sense. You get to here, but then there's this point here. See, if I had access to lasers, I could have probably set up some system where you got to move a crate to a certain spot and enemies move there, and then a laser blares here with some gates. But this is the mountains. We don't have access to those advanced mechanics just yet. Alright, so what do I want to do here is the question. Like, I think the ideal strategy in this department is that you have to come back down here. Like so. Like, that's how it's gonna come soon enough. What we could do here is a nice little bit of lava. But where exactly? Because, like, yeah, ideally you get here, go around, you come back down here, and you do that. What motivation is there to get that? To go down to here, is what I'm saying. The motivation to go through all of this, to go down here and grab this. Without having to place 2 locks, is what I'm trying to do here. I could very easily solve this by having 2 locks here. Is there other solutions? Is there anything I can do to have that be the case? Because, yeah, as soon as you get here and move that crate, it's pretty much home going here or something. And yeah, sure, I could probably, like, make that one a tad bit more complex to get around to. Where precisely, though, don't know. But that should be easy enough to get to. Now, what the hell would the reason be to get to this here? Well, I mean, for that matter, if we're supposed to go down here, then go back around, then what can I put here? Lava? Okay, that's something. Now I have a nice crate puzzle to push. Wait, I could just do what I did here. Well, not a horizontal enemy. I think a vertical enemy would probably make more sense to put here. You'll run into an enemy. Yeah, because if you have that there, then what the fuck would you need the other key for? Remember, immobile enemies can also be good obstacles if it's in a place where they can't move at all. Now we gotta figure out where the hell I want to place the key. I guess if this is the case, then that means we're gonna have a probably poison here, right? Poison and some enemies, followed by a key. Probably placed here. So give me some poison down there. Poison. I can't wait to get to the other mechanics, though. We haven't been able to get to these yet because the first 3 zones are only supposed to have a select base amount of mechanics in it. And I think all of them are in this. Player finished walls, keys, locks, enemies, crates, lava. Poison's the first one you technically come across if you're not going for the side paths, then water, then ice. This is all we have to work with at this point. Which, of course, makes sense, because obviously that's how that goes. Yeah, you won't be able to go right, so you'll have to go that way to get around that, and so on and so forth, till eventually you get to where you need to get to, and it's alright. That's a lot of freaking poison. I think some counterclockwise enemies should look good here. I don't know why I went beetles. That's been on my mind. Clockwise or counterclockwise? I think both should do. Alright, before I get smited by the almighty Ringo, let's just stop that right here now. 1. No, clockwise, which means you are 3. Clockwise. Which means that you are 3. And since you're counterclockwise, you are also 3. Yeah, because you're going to go left and down, opposite, right. Cool, wool. So you put that there, you go back down here, you gotta go through all this again, and you gotta go down, and you gotta go down, and you gotta go here, and then you gotta go all the way around. You gotta duck to safety somewhere, so you kind of do have to go and use one of these locks. So yeah, sure, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll keep this here. It makes sense if I'm forcing you to have to go all the way back around from the beginning again just to be able to get to this thing here. Because you couldn't get to here, because if you go here, you die. There's the whole point of this kind of level is to have you come back into here several freaking times. Once, a second time, a third time, a fourth time, dip, and a 5th time. Not as long, but still pretty lengthy for the most part. I do wonder if I should add an enemy there. Like having an enemy appear out of here would be interesting, but also would probably make the level a bit more harder than it needs to be. Okay, so what do we have? We have dodging enemies to get to a key. We have a mini crate puzzle to get to a key. We have a poison path to navigate to get to a key and a crate. I mean, there's no reason to have a fifth key or a fifth lock at this point because everything is where it needs to be. So we just need to figure out what we want to build here. What do we want to build here is the question. What have we not done? We have water drowning, ice puzzle. Ice puzzle with some enemies? Sure, why not? We don't have an ice puzzle yet, even though we don't have any ice going into the next section, which makes sense. So the idea here is that you gotta find the path to be able to get to this point right here. I think ideal path should be ending up going somewhere into this department. Where specifically and how do you get to it, that's what I'm going to try to figure out. So I think right now I should put in a bunch of ice. I will get rid of what needs to be gotten rid of. I need to figure out the pathway I want to take here to get you to where you need to get to. So the question would be, what is the ideal path? This is going to be the tricky part in trying to figure out where this all needs to go. Also, to see if I can't get my hands on, a clockwise enemy. So I could do something. No, don't. Well, no, do that. No, don't do that. Get out of the way. I can totally set up a counterclockwise enemy here, and we'll have them start from this path. Cool. We can probably put a nice little lava patch here. Well, what's the point? You're either going down or you're going left. If you can get to that point, doesn't matter which way you go. Go down, go left. But how do I encourage you to want to go down? While also not making this nearly impossible. No clue. First things first, let's figure out how we get to here. Having a block here would just end up you wanting to get to that spot over there. Because right now, let me map out the path that we have. We don't have any means to be able to get around too much from here. So we can probably open this up. Yeah, because you're going to have to still go around a lot of stuff here. With this being open, you're able to go here. So I suppose you can also use these as a much safer way to get around the enemies and whatnot, so... There's not that many places you can go on the ice here, and all honesty, I think this is pretty much all we can do right here, right? For the most part, it seems. Alright, good. If that's the case, now we should figure out what we want to do here. One counterclockwise, and then maybe a vertical here. Maybe a vertical. And maybe a horizontal here. That will probably encourage you to want to go down instead of left. Follow the enemy, and then go down. Yeah, that works. Actually, that works perfectly. He's a constant obstacle during at least a couple of spaces you need to move in. Wait for him to pass by. Go up. Go left. Hope this guy isn't in the way. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, never mind. You're off by 1, but that should be fine. I say should be fine, but I mean, I could also just make this shorter. That's going to make that part very stressful. Like, the only safe places you'll have is, like, here. I don't know, but putting you here... I mean, it does mean that you can't go left. But you could go left and in this way instead. But instead you can go right, up, left past that. If, you know, certain enemies are in the way, you go up, left, down, right, up, left, down, left. Still gotta wait though. And it's like, you gotta figure out which path is gonna be the safest path for you to choose. So you gotta at least a couple off the start. You can either continue down this route or you can go here. I guess it all depends on where the enemy is at. If the enemy is like, if this guy's right here, you're gonna wanna try to get enough distance to be a bit safer. And if this guy's here, then it's probably safer to go this way anyways. Other than that, I think that's it. How much time have I spent? Oh god, I've spent like 40 minutes trying to like contemplate how the hell this level's gonna go. I mean, I think it looks good. So let's just go in, shall we? That's loud. So we got the key that we need. Thing is, we could definitely at least skip some of it. Like, say this part is too difficult. Like that. We could definitely at least... Yeah, we could definitely skip some of it. It just means it's a bit more difficult to get around, you know? Okay, well, I guess you're going here then. Never mind. Is there any way I could make that part a tad bit more difficult? Yeah, you could just... If you timed this all properly, you could... Oh, I didn't grab the key. It would help if I have grabbed the key. Oh, we could do something similar to that here, right? That's fine. I might have an idea to make it so that that key requires something more. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me figure out how I want to do that then. Because there's something there. I got it. Though I don't know how it's going to look. We could definitely have a vertical enemy here. But if we did that, that would mean we would have to increase the size of this. So you could go there, but you can't get the key because there's one enemy here. But then I gotta figure out where the hell the crate needs to go to disappear. So, water? Yes, but also, whoa. Okay, I have, like, no space for this. Idea. A vague semblance of an idea. Manipulating the map a bit to be able to get things to go where it needs to go, but... Well, that's because you don't even need a fucking enemy here. And I don't think this could get messed. I don't think this could skip anything to get... Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to get the crate to go back. This would be only one way to get in and out. So that would work. Makes this one block longer. Okay, good, great. But there's still more to this level that is a bit more, how do you say? I didn't mean to go. Well, you know what? It's too late. Time to go. You need to be where you need to be. Okay, that might be a bit too difficult if I keep the enemy here, so I'll get rid of you. Yeah, I'll get rid of you. You have two different pairs you could choose from. Because getting to here would be nearly impossible. Unless... No, let's try that out. I gotta try to not make this so goddamn difficult. Alright. Probably could wait a little bit longer, but it's fine. Yeah, so this has made it a bit easier. So now I got the key. Can't go anywhere but here, so... Well, that didn't work. We made it regardless. Missed. God damn it. Missed again. Damn. Well, you can't avoid me now, you son of a bitch. We got the key now. We can either go down and start from the beginning, or do the smart thing and start here. Okay. I think we wait until, yeah. God. Alright, that one's a bit of a tricky one, but I think we can manage. It's just, I didn't mean to go yet, but it's fine. I didn't mean to go yet either, but it's fine. Alright, that one's gonna be a little challenge and a half. I'm curious to see what the hell path here is made slightly easier. If you can somehow sprint to, like, the other end of an area. Yeah, the way I see it, this is a little bit of a challenge and a half. I think ideally I want to try to skip that one enemy right here. I want to go down here, so I need to wait for this guy to go back up. Go down here. Follow this guy down here. Wait for him to go up, then go here. That should be enough. I say, but it's hard to... that one's, How the hell do I get to that? I'm not finding the right pattern here. Oh, okay, it's fine. Having a 7-second counter timer thing is just very nerve-wracking. Alright, wait for you to go here. There you go. Alright, no, don't go yet. Yeah, I mean, you can get there, but you have to do the bob reach around. It's not exactly what I want. Okay, so we did that. Let's do this puzzle now. Now, these guys are kind of doing their own thing here. But that one doesn't seem too difficult to get past. Yeah, that one actually seems... I almost fucked it up, but it's fine. Alright, we're back at the beginning again. I know I gotta make this part of it easier, so I'll figure that out. Very nerve-wracking to fail here, that's for fucking certain. No, wait. Alright, we did it. This is stressful. Alright, I think our safest bet is to probably go around town, pray to all of the gods. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's try it again. How about here? There we go. Go now. It's fine. It's fine. I might need to nerf the end part there because, oh boy, that one is stressful. Alright, wait for this guy to go. Never mind. Okay, well, you know, I can't go back because if I do, I'll die. And then you bring it up in a complete play. Whew. Okay, what do I do to nerf this part here? I'm going to move you real quick so I can put the player here. And you thought having a safe spot to get to there? Yeah, no, that is a necessity. So, how do I nerf you? Do I get rid of this block and allow you to get to here? Because even just getting me here, you're going to be down like 2 to 1 notches of water. And the way the enemies move around, like you can only go after that guy goes. So what if I opened up a space here? This part seems fine. This part, I feel like I should at least... Where would I nerf it? Having a few spaces at the very least to be able to sit and stay comfortably in is good. You either go in and around or... I mean... Just having the one enemy there. What if instead of... No, I do like you here. I was going to say, what if instead of that, I have 2 counterclockwise here? I mean, feels... Okay, first things first. We're here, starting like we're doing this like so. I guess also for testing's sake, let me test this out. Now this level is stressful. Alright, here we go. No. Now, I think that's the right strategy. I still am taking... I mean, I'm doing the same thing. I don't want that to be a mandatory part there to... Jesus Christ. Okay, let's... Nope. So I did it. Is that still too much? Here, I think... No, because remember, this is going to be here, so technically we need to... I still want you to go wrap around that. Also, I'm curious. Because, like, you still need to go here, is the thing. To be able to get the key here. You go through here, you won't be able to get the key here. Going all the way around this to get to here, not possible. As far as I know. I could try it. But I got like 3 minutes left, and I gotta figure out how do I want to go about doing this. Because you're given an open space here. Were you given open space before? I think you were. Are we sure there isn't an easier way to do this? What if the way I'm taking is just a bit too difficult? Okay, well, if I die, it doesn't fucking help. Okay, that's easier. I mean, it makes sense. Why is this enemy here if not, you know, to kind of get in your way for that one specific obstacle? Okay, I am okay with that. It grants you two paths. One that's very close to, or a very close call despite the fact that it shouldn't be that difficult. And then one that kind of makes the most sense when you think about it. Like, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is basically the same every time, no matter what. This guy changes course, so this makes it a bit more different. Because I think before it was like, what, 5 here or something? I don't remember what it was before, but it doesn't matter. I like this one better. You have 2 different ways you can go. You can go wait for this guy, go around, and get down to here like so as quickly as you can, or you can go around here, wait for that guy to come up, go down here, so on and so forth. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that only worked because that guy was there, and then I made my move. Look, there's the whole point of this is to like figure out what the puzzle is and complete it. We have the puzzle here now, and I guess I could just delete my alarm because we have less than a minute. We're not completing this in a minute, but that's fine. I don't have any work tomorrow, or at least Friday at the time of recording this. I'll say, this definitely gave me a headache trying to figure out all of the fun. See, this is why I want to get to a point where I can start working on this off camera, so I can put all of my brain power into building instead of talking. I like this, though. It's very, you know... It kind of makes the level long because you got to go all around several different spots multiple times. And yet it's not that long either. Like, you find yourself going to certain spots most of the times. I will say the way this is crafted is interesting. It is definitely interesting. Difficult, but interesting. Man, there is just so much stuff here. So much stuff. I can't. Oops. It doesn't really matter, but. I mean, the poison part is definitely a bit intimidating. Like, all of this is stressful. The beginning, not as much. Well, this one was at some point, but then I nerfed it a little. No reason to keep everything the way it was originally. We can adjust it and balance it to make it, you know, a challenge, but not nearly impossible unless you're like pinpoint accurate with your movement. Then I will say we have succeeded in that. I mean, the way I set this up, like, you could technically skip part of the level. You could. That's not where I wanted to go. Like, you could skip part of the level, but I don't think it's going to help you out in the long run. And the long run is, well, certain keys locked off from having to do certain things from paths prior. It makes sense, I suppose. Actually, yeah, doing this like this would probably make this so much easier. Even though that's not white, I will still leave it open. I'm fine with making this part a bit easier. You made it so far to get to this point. It would be so painful to get to this and then fuck up. Like, we don't need to be at that point yet, all right? There's no reason for us to be that devilish with this entire sequence. Not yet. We'll save that for optional levels and optional zones to make, challenging levels that you don't need to do to get to the end of the game. But, they're there. Are they necessary for, the side quest stuff? Maybe. Who knows? The whole point of the side quest is to be like an added extra challenge that is meant to be a little bit more difficult to get to. I mean, it makes sense, right? Makes sense to have those challenges be there to make it so that getting the side quest components is difficult. All right, give me lava. There's a decent amount of lava here. 5 lava, but it doesn't matter. A few crates. Honestly, I feel like this makes more sense to be the 10th level. But we could probably come up with something a bit more challenging to, That's the wrong color. I want this. Okay. I think that's everything, but let me check. Despite how uniform this level looks, it is still pretty complicated and tricky. Yeah. Even if you could push that crate down there, again, you can't really go back too much. And even if you could go back there, the ice will take you to lava, so you will die. Better to just take the left path, bring the crate up, go down, grab the key. Yeah, because you can't get to the bottom one without getting the key there. I mean, I guess if you could skip one and grab a key, how would you skip it? You still can't get the key without the crate being moved. Yeah, well, we'll figure that out later. I imagine skipping it would be a hell of a lot more. Oh, I missed a crate. The whole. Oh, and of course the finish. Oh, and of course this is white. Alright, let's see. See what I mean? There's a lot going on here. Very easy to make a mistake and have the level plate look completely different from the actual level itself. We want to have them be the same all around the board. Which right now the outskirts are looking like what they're supposed to look like. Okay, now what about the insides? See my eyes darting back and forth as I look at each. I see one. I saw one. How many of you saw that one? Probably a few, if you're playing along and looking at the level as I am. Okay, and remember the players above the ice. The first ice. I think that is good. So let's go on ahead, save as into our texture shortcut. Pinge. So I guess you're level 9 then, eh? What do I... Oh, wait. I messed up. I messed up again. Damn. Alright, well, fuck me. Take me back here, damn it, you son of a bitch. I don't know why I am... Okay, let me just double check to make sure this is... I mean, there's no reason for me not to do it like that, I suppose. Alright, 2D, 1... point. Good. Alright, we can get rid of you now. And I'll just minimize you, because I'm going to be using you soon. Well, no, forget it. I'll close you out. I don't think there's anything else here I gotta put. Aside of obviously bringing this level into the build settings real quick. Okay, now I shall go over to materials. Copy you. Get me a level 9. And take me down here so I can bring you up here. It's a nice circle. It's a nice circle. I will say that. Okay, great. And this is where it needs to be, right? 2 and 3. I mean, we could double check to make sure here. 2 and 2. 2 and 1. 2 and 0. Okay, good. So now we put this in, we play through the whole thing again with it somewhat kind of nerfed. Perfect. But obviously I also need to... oh, can I guess where the player is at? I think right about here. Take me to the material. Ahaha! Though admittedly, it wasn't really that hard. Player is kind of dead center. Now, why the player isn't starting there, no clue. But it's fine. Wait, hold on. I have an idea for a name, but I don't know what I want to go, or if I already have one of those. So let me bring this up real quick so I can bring this up so YouTube don't get angry at me if I pick the wrong folder. It should be in screenshots, right? Yep. Okay, good. Here we are. Here is our names. So do I have anything involving a pond? Well, if there was anything involving a pond, well, I guess quick dip, water block, those would be the only two water name levels here. All right, let's see. Water under the bridge. Those three are the ice ones. Squid Isle, a quick... okay, I already got spiraling pond, so... I'll travel one step at a time. I forgot what that one was. Control Avenue. Oh, I remember now. Chaotic cul-de-sac. Thorough Lake. Oh, I think I know that one. Triple Home Invasion. Rotating Roundabout. Oh, I know that one too. Tangled Ruins. Boulder Dodge. I think I know oh, I remember now. Never mind. Tangled Ruins. Boulder Dodge. Bring it around ruins. Out of the bush. Follow the leader. Long way around. Troubling attention. Poisoned water supply. Reemerge. Emerging around? Did I have something that's bring it around ruins? The deep dive would make sense to have for the ocean level. I like reemergence. Emerge. Emerge or drown. Emerge. First of all, let me make sure reemerge is an actual freaking word here. I'm pretty sure it is, but reemerge. Yeah. Reemerging. I want to use pawn again. Hold on. How about another word for pond? Maybe we can use a different... Reemerge Lagoon! Sure, why not? This is kind of a lagoon, right? Small fresh water lake near a larger lake or river. Well, here's a larger river, so it works, I guess. If it's on a cliffside. All right, we have our name. Reemerge. Nope. Reemerge Lagoon. Perfect. Reemerge Lagoon. Oh, we're not done yet, though. I gotta get navigation set up now. Which really should not be that difficult. Main path 2B, we'll just take our corners, 25 by 25. Bring it up, go down. Rotate around, should be 90. Never mind, 270. Perfect. Then I will copy you, bring you here. You probably will be 90. Okay, great. Fantastic. Look at that, we almost got the first 10 levels made. Oh, 5 levels and then 5 to the left of the A path. Still gotta do some prefab, so we might do that next. Well, that takes care of that, so I'm gonna just exit out of this. I'm gonna exit out of this. Make sure I'm still showing. And I guess now we will do a quick build and run, I suppose. Level name, everything's set. Yeah, let's go. We do a build and run, we do the whole level. We're probably gonna suffer a bit because I'm still tired, but hey, we'll have a nice big screen. Progress is being made, which is great, but, you know, wish I could have gotten done with that level quicker. I was thinking a lot there. Makes sense. This level required a little bit more thought to be put into it to make it good. Still a challenge, but that one section is still very much scary to go through. To go all the way across and down the thing. It's a far cry from the other one. At the very least, I know the pattern. Wait for the enemy to move to the left, then go around, stick to the right, then go around. The enemies that are moving 7 blocks at a time are always going to be on the same path when they go into the same instance. Other than that, though, you do have like a couple of enemies that are kind of doing their own thing, right? Was that 8 or was that 7? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll do a count. I'll do a quick count as I wait for this thing to load. It takes a while to load, obviously. The more levels we build and the more zones we build, the longer it'll take the process. So here we go. Load game. Final 3. 60 levels. If I can get to the point where I can start doing this off camera, I can get so much more done. But here we go. Reemerge Lagoon. Well, let me count this here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. So you're the one we gotta pay attention to. You two are moving at the same instance. So like no matter what, if we go down this path like so and wait for you to pass, you will always be coming back here. And of course, you being on a different one means you're always one off somehow. Either way, we're going in. And we were doing this without like no music. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. The beginning here doesn't matter too much because this part is easy. Alright. I'll wait, no need to rush. I'll wait again, no need to rush. Don't bother killing you. I don't need to worry about you. Still better to go this route. So I want to wait for you to go here. So then we can go here, go around. I was a bit slow there, but I got it. Yeah, those two are going at the same path, I think. You two start going down here. I don't think it matters. Alright, let's go. Oh god, this part. This part's really not that bad. I just gotta be patient, but be quick. He's dead. Wait. Go now. Okay, this part should be easy. Oh god, just wait. I don't think the direction here really matters that much. Because getting to here is pretty easy. Still think it's better to go here than go here. Wait for you to go, then go. Alright, then again, I'm going down. It's fine. We're fine. I almost forgot about that enemy that I wish I had killed, but it's fine. This is why you gotta pay attention. Whoa, we did it! Whoa, without dying. Alright, that's it. We did it. That level was a level. That's for certain. Now we're gonna just exit while we're on the 10th A level. And we'll call it there. So, thank you all for watching today's episode of Game Crafters. I'll just exit out of that. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, Race House of the Game Crafters right over here, and the most recent episode of Subnautica right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.